You know, I've always been a fan of 8BitDo's SN30 Pro Plus controller, and this is their latest revision of it, the Pro 3 Bluetooth gamepad. Works with a variety of systems, you know, Windows, Android, Apple, all that good stuff. I was sent 3 of these by the AKNES storefront. They're great people, I've worked with them before, but I'm not being paid to make this. Let's find out if these controllers are a worthy upgrade. Now, I am recording this video in my car, because I don't have many opportunities to be at home and record these days, so at least for now, I hope this is alright. I feel whenever the opportunity is there, you gotta remind people that this is an 8BitDo controller, not 8BitDo. There's no affiliation with Nintendo, it's not an anonymous person's report, and it's definitely not an adult female deer. Unless your name is Homer Simpson, you can learn to say it right. I believe in you. So we've got 3 color options here. My favorite being this Indigo GameCube-inspired one. That's gonna be great for emulators. Each controller goes for 70 USD or 80 CAD, and I must say I appreciate the insignificant price difference between regions. I was sent them for free, but regardless, I aim to find out whether these are worth their price. First things first, we've got the form factor, reminiscent of a Super Nintendo controller with grips. At this point it's more of a loose inspiration, because you've got a whole lot more going on here, but we'll get into that as we go. The plastic here doesn't feel cheap. Honestly, I wouldn't be disappointed if this was bundled with a modern first-party console. It feels that good. The face buttons, I can't complain, though I am having a hard time thinking of what to compare it with. Pressing them in almost feels like a Sega Genesis controller without the indentations. The D-pad seems to be using micro switches. There's that satisfying clicky feeling when you push down. Very responsive, as are the buttons, and I have no issues with them. I will say though, they're a bit noisier than you might expect on a controller like this. Something to keep in mind, I guess, but not a big deal in my opinion. One of the 3 controller options is somewhat reminiscent of an original Game Boy, and this one has a slightly different D-pad. Instead of arrows, you have this line pattern. It's not a very noticeable difference when playing, but if this looks like your kind of thing, maybe get this one. There are switches next to the L2 and R2 buttons. This eliminates the pull, giving you more of a PlayStation 2 feel. And with micro switches. I love this, it's so awesome. This star button can be used to toggle a button for turbo. Hold a button, press the star button, and now that button will be pressed rapidly and continuously as you hold it down. The same process is used to remove the function. Here we have programmable buttons where the tips of your fingers rest around the grip. I don't play too many modern games, this is the first time I've had a controller with buttons there. It requires a combination of buttons pressed in order to set it, and vice versa. Here's part of the manual that gives further information about it. Previous iterations of this controller charged directly via USB-C. However, now there's a dedicated charging dock. I love this aesthetic. Now I can more easily keep it on a shelf, almost like a display piece. To use the dock, you do need to plug in a USB-C cable. We're not entirely eliminating that thing here. When the dock is plugged in, a charging light will appear on the bottom, lighting up your surface below without causing eye strain. I'm not sure if this would be to everyone's preference, but I like it. Once it finishes charging, the light turns off. I do remember the SN30 Pro Plus had a swappable rechargeable battery, but that's gone now. I can't from my history of using that controller remember a time when I actually needed to swap it, but preferences will probably differ here, so to each their own. Underneath the dock here are some extra replaceable buttons, removable with this little suction piece here. The face buttons are completely universal, so you can go with whatever sort of combination you want. Some months ago I passed up on my GameCube, and now, with these swappable buttons and an emulator at hand, I can get a close enough experience. You can use the Pro 3 with a variety of systems, but you'll need to make sure that you've got the right selection on the back first, using this switch in the middle. I don't know what SD or SX means and the manual doesn't specify, but it does show you what to select depending on the platform. I took a picture of that and will show it on screen now. My desktop computer unfortunately doesn't have Bluetooth, but luckily, this controller works plugged in via USB-C and is even recognized as an X input device. Better than that, if you want to use it wirelessly, plug in the dock instead. Then take the controller out and voila, you're good to go. It's really that simple. There's also a 2.4 GHz USB-C dongle under the dock for use with other applicable devices, but regular Bluetooth works just as good. The default analog sticks can be popped out and replaced with these included arcade ball tops? Now look, I love ball top arcade controls as much as the next guy, but when I first saw this I thought it was some kind of a joke? These are analog sticks, I mean it's a different ballpark entirely, you know? I gave it a try with my favorite ball top arcade game Bosconian and yeah, it's just a longer, slippery analog stick. And now I just feel like a clown. After the video, I don't see myself using these again. Yes, I've tried it with other games, I just don't see the appeal. There's an option for profile switching, allowing you to configure up to 3 separate profiles. I'm glad it's there, but it's not something I would personally bother with. I admire the simplicity out of the box, you know? And usually I dedicate my controllers to a single platform anyways, so just not for me, but I'm sure there are many out there who can benefit from it. So yeah, what do I think of 8BitDo's Pro 3 controller? Well, I love it. Great scores all around, really. While there are things it does that I don't necessarily care about, they're not intrusive. Nobody's forcing me to put ball tops on my analog sticks. For me, I was interested in this controller for PC gaming, and so far at least, it's been excellent at that. Comfortable, always immediately responsive, and lets you very easily connect a wireless controller on PC. Whether it's worth the price is always up to the buyer's discretion, but at least for me, I think it's worth it. If you'd like to get one yourself, I recommend checking out the AKNES storefront in the description box below. They're the guys who sent this to me, and I can verify their professionalism. Thanks of course AKNES for sending me these 3 controllers. I can't wait to have some friends over and try out emulated GameCube split screen. That's gonna be lots of fun. I've said everything I can for this video, so thanks for watching everyone. Take care, and I'll see you next time.